Hi everyone, welcome to 30 Days of Ontario Beer. I have David Ort here with me. David, you promised me some beer drinking, but apparently I have a lesson to learn first before we can start.
Yes, that's right, Mike. We're going to talk today about glassware for beer. And what that means is we're going to go through the characteristics that make a particular glass appropriate for a particular style of beer.
Okay, so there are different beers and they have different glasses, just like wines. You have different varieties of wines, different glasses. Makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
What's up first, David?
Okay, so our first kind of general category of glasses, we've got glasses that go well with lighter lager style beers.
Okay.
And the first one is called a Pokal glass.
Okay.
It's a stemmed lager glass, and the characteristics about it that make it kind of beneficial to bock style of beers.
Okay, that's what I'm drinking there. Perfect.
Yeah, higher strength lagers. It's that they're tapered gently towards the top, and that to some extent captures aromas. It also concentrates the formation of head. But most of all, the thing about this glass to look for is that it's got a stem to it, and that means that we can hold it without having our hand warm the beer.
Right, and then that would obviously change the flavor a bit.
That's right, yeah. Next, we have the traditional Hefeweizen glass.
Okay.
Also called a vase.
Yeah, it does look very big.
That's right, yeah. The thing about it that is interesting for our purposes today is its shape again. Tapers inward and then outward. That really creates that fluffy, light Hefeweizen head. Also, that shape on the middle of the glass means that the color of the beer is accentuated. That bright gold of a Hefeweizen you see more easily when the light refracts through that.
Gotcha, so you got that big contrast between the top and the white fluffy head and the golden color underneath. Perfect.
Exactly.
What do we have last for that category?
Last in the category is the smallest glass in the category. It's a Stange. This glass is traditionally used for German Kolsch beers. And the thing about it that we're interested in seeing is that it is a particularly small glass. And again, that means that by the time you're finished one serving of beer, it hasn't gotten warm on you.
Perfect, light servings, excellent. Looks like we covered most beer styles from the eastern part of Europe, and is there another place we're going in the world?
Yeah, next I think we'll talk about glasses that sort of deal with, or that are good for serving beers from Belgium and England.
Okay.
And so these are more ale style glasses, and the first one I have for us today is a stemmed tulip glass. And this glass is designed to have that shape that captures and accentuates aroma for us. Some people say too that inward taper concentrates head and makes it denser and taste creamier.
Okay, perfect.
And so this glass is particularly good for IPAs
Right.
and other styles of beer that really depend on their aroma as a kind of defining characteristic.
Gotcha.
Next up we have the snifter glass.
Okay, that looks an awful lot like a brandy snifter.
That's right, yeah. It's got the stem on it, kind of a bowl that tapers really tightly towards the opening.
Am I drinking bigger kind of styles of beer here?
Yeah, you're looking at barley wines, imperial stouts, and the cool things about this glass are, again, tapering means it captures aroma, but also it fits really well in the palm of the hand, and that means that your hand can kind of warm the beer up a bit more.
Gotcha. And so those particular styles benefit from being a little bit warmer then?
Yeah, their aromatic characteristics are brought out by that as well. They kind of, the alcohol integrates better into the flavor.
Perfect.
That way.
And what do we got up third?
Third is the traditional English pub mug,
I
pint
guess
mug.
the one difference I see, that one has a handle.
Yeah, that's right. And so that's how glass keeps your hand from warming the beer. Also, if things get a bit sloppy in the pub,
Gotcha.
it kind of
That can happen.
makes it less likely that you're going to drop your beer, which is a good thing. And finally, those like dimpled windows in the glass, they affect the appearance of the beer and kind of give darker English milds and bitters a brighter, more varied appearance.
Perfect. And I think we have one more.
Yeah, our final glass here is called the no-neck pint glass.
So that's the one I see most commonly at most bars, right?
Yeah, to some extent it's the glass for every beer, right? That bump there makes the glass easier to hold, again.
Okay.
It's less likely to slip out of your hand if you're doing some standing up drinking. as well, this really is the only style pint glass that can be stacked.
Okay, right. I've seen that before. Perfect. So this seems like an awful lot of glassware, David. I don't have that much shelf space. So what if I'm having, like a big giant party and I need a whole bunch of people? What do I use?
Definitely a fair concern, Mike. If you're having a bunch of people over for a beer tasting, a beer party, pull out your oversized wine glasses, and to a great extent, those will kind of cover all bases. They've got a stem, they taper, and you get a lot of benefit from a lot of styles of beers out of an oversized wine glass.
Perfect. So it's the one glass that can default and fit them all.
That's true. Yeah.
Perfect. Sure. Okay. Well, looks like I've learned a lot here, and I hope everyone else has from David. Looks like it's time to drink some of this beer, though.
Definitely, Mike. Let's grab a beer and have a taste.
Perfect. Cheers, David.
Cheers, Mike.